You're live, it says. Ooh, what's going on here? That's not how it normally is. Oh, well, it is what it is. You know me, I'm not too overly fussed with how I look on the video. It's more about what's said than how good things look. So, trigger warning. I'm going to be talking about incest and how how is it a sin? It's not. Hey Tim, how you doing? It's not possible that it is sinful if we're led to believe the scriptures or the writings or the Bible or whatever it is, however we got the information. And also, you know, if you don't believe in God and Allah, whatever, whoever, if you don't believe in that side of it, even Darwin says incest is okay. It's fine. It's the only way to evolve. So I'll be touching on that as well. All good. Hey, INFJ, how you doing? It is a good evening, although some would say it's a good morning because it's 0005. So I'm actually into the new day as we're approaching the new Earth, I suppose. That's weird. I have... there we go. It was just on one and there was 2 people here. What? That's very weird. So just let me break that down. So remember, if you don't want to hear, me talking about incest or me saying that it's okay, and I'm not saying that it's okay, I'm saying the information that I have tells me that it's okay. So why is it a sin? What's a sin? If that's the case. So we'll start with Adam and Eve. No, we'll start with Darwin. We'll start with Darwin. If you don't believe in God and you believe we evolved, then you're saying incest is okay because, and it doesn't matter how far back you take it, so you go to the amoeba or whatever, the cells and blah blah blah, it divides and it becomes something, and you fail to realize that life is trees and everything. So if it has to evolve from what it was, it had to turn into a blade of grass and a tree and a flower and a whatever else as well, if it's life. But if you take that bullshit Darwin stuff and you follow it all the way through to the point that there's a missing link, and you ignore that missing link and you say, these are the monkeys and we came from monkeys or chimpanzees or whatever we're supposed to come from, at some point, the evolution says we were this and then we changed to this. Then bear in mind, you'd have either had to, you either change one animal evolves into something else, one of them. But luckily, 2 of them must have evolved because they must have copulated and had children for it to continue. Unless, like 1,000 evolved at the same time. They were monkeys, and then without the missing link, 1,000 monkeys all evolved at the same time, and then we changed into human beings. Or 1 evolved, or 2 evolved, and they had sex, and they had a child. Then what? So here we are with the missing link. We followed Darwin. We had this amoeba, blah, 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 and they all split the cells and everything, and it took us all the way to monkeys, forgetting everything else that should have happened as well. And then from the monkey and out the missing link, something evolved and it became a human being. 1 human being changed from being a monkey to a human being. Or, if you're lucky, 2 human beings changed. And you're really lucky because 1 was male and 1 was female, and they had a child. And then they had another child. And then they had 8 billion children. Just these 2 that evolved. Or the two that evolved had a child, and that child grew up and had sex with mom or another child that was born. So Darwin is saying it's fine. We have incest in order that we can procreate. So from the cell, single cell, double cell, blah, 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 all the way up to the point of the missing link bullshit. Then we evolved into something. One person evolved, or two people evolved from the monkey, and they had a child. How do you progress from there? So Darwin is saying whoever evolved from that monkey without the missing link and everything, the one or the two or the whatever, luckily there was two, because we managed to evolve from this monkey, we changed into this human being, and then we had sex, and then we had kids, and we became us. But it had to start with just two. And you take that back to Adam and Eve. It started with just two. And God said, go forth and multiply, which is basically saying there's two of you, you're going to have children, even though they're two boys. You're going to have children, and those children need to have children, even though they're just boys. Those children need to have children. This is what the teachings are telling us. The Bible that people throw in my face and the other teachings say this is how it evolved, this is Genesis, this is what happened. It doesn't matter how it happened, Darwin or Genesis or whatever other scenario people come up with. Either, it's just simple to me, either there was thousands and thousands of beings all at one go, and they each had couples and they had babies of their own, or in the instances that we have, there's just two beings that had a child or children, and we evolved from those beings, whether it be Darwin or whether it be Genesis. So I have to wonder, why are these people lying? Like, why are they lying about our evolution, our history? What is it that says either, doesn't matter whether you're religious or whether you don't believe in God, and we came from cells and we evolved into these monkeys, and then from these monkeys we jumped and we became a human being, and fortunately at the same time a male and a female evolved into a human, and they had a child, and those children had children, and those children had children, to the point that we're at now. So not only we being lied to with regard to scripture, however that was changed, whatever it was manipulated, and those that wouldn't believe in scripture, want to believe in something else, still the same scenario. Why are we being lied to? God is saying go forth and multiply with just the two of you, and then we're being told incest is sinful. Now, I'm not making a decision about incest. I don't really care. It's not something I want to talk about, really. But it's a truth that needs to be known. Why are we told this? Why are we told this? This is how it happened. And then told that it's sinful and you can't do it. Either you can do it because God said go forth and multiply, or Darwin said, well, we came from the monkeys and two people miraculously evolved into human beings and they had children, and those children had children, or mom or whatever, however it worked, they had children, and we evolved in that way. So that in itself says our history is bullshit. Doesn't matter which way you look at it, Genesis or Darwin. It doesn't matter which way you look at it, it's bullshit. Which means someone in our history wanted to tell us a whole load of bullshit and keep us in this competitive, whatever frame of mind that says, no, your story is bullshit. And the other person says, no, your story is bullshit. And I say, well, both of them are bullshit. They're both bullshit. Both of them are bullshit. I'm not going to argue either, because none of them make sense. Neither of them make any sense at all. None at all. Which means there's a different answer to our history. However that is. And if there is the answer, if it is Darwin, then incest isn't sinful. So why are we told that? And if it is mum and dad, then it isn't sinful. So why are we told that? Which means they have agendas as opposed to truth. And you can either believe the agendas or, believe the agendas. Not that you know the agenda, but you believe the narrative that they're giving you. We came from two people, and the gene pool from two people managed to create 8 billion people. That sounds a bit far-fetched to me. Hello, Mr. Larry. How are you doing? It is well. Hey, doing good, how you been? Hello. Chasing the dream, brother. Ooh. Uh-oh, another new name. Oh, what's that done that? I don't know why that did that. Madison. Ooh. Not into monkey evolution. I thought you only teach the truth. Not interested. That's exactly what I'm telling you, the truth. I don't believe in either. Either. Which just shows, Madison, that you don't listen. Because I haven't said it's the truth. I said it's not the truth. There's a big difference me saying it's not the truth and you coming in saying that I'm telling you that it's the truth. No, I'm telling you it's not the truth. I'm telling you it's an agenda. So before you make your, don't know what to call it, maybe you should listen to what's being said. Maybe you should try and understand what's being said before you come in without so much as a hello and try to say that I'm lying. When in fact, I'm telling you the truth, as I always do. And you came in and just basically said a lie. Tigger, hey. Has anybody worked out why I keep saying hey? Hey there, Tigger. Hey there. Brother and sister don't work. Father and daughter do. Are you saying about having babies, or are you saying they don't work? They don't work. They don't go out and work earn money. But they do. Yeah, so it doesn't matter how you look at it. Well, with Cain and Abel, they were just two boys. So, no, brother and brother don't work, definitely. And none of it doesn't matter how it came about, because it didn't come about. It wasn't that. It can't be that. It just can't be that. It can't be Darwin, and it can't be Adam and Eve in the way that we've been told. But please don't think that I don't believe in God, because I do. Please don't think that I don't believe in Jesus, because I do. Please don't think that I don't believe in some of the stuff in the Bible, because I do. But I do believe that some of it is absolute bullshit, just meant for us to be in a certain mindset and oblivious to the fact that these people are lying to us. So that's how I see it. Now, I also see it that there is no religion. Religion is bull. It doesn't exist. There is no religion. It's just been made up by our conquerors that decided they wanted a certain mindset for us humans, as opposed to them beings, and what was the best way for us to be controlled. So they made up these religions, one after another, stating different things, and some of them stating the truth, which makes it difficult then, because this religion is saying a bit of truth, and this religion is saying a bit of truth, and this religion is saying a bit of truth, and then it diverts away from the actual truth. So you end up going down that spiritual path, the spiritual path that I'm on. I'm in the middle. I don't believe in all the bullshit. No. I can see, bits on either side, what people are saying. But I think, well, it's definitely got to be spiritual. Has to be. Because the spirit is pretty much in all religion. There is that spirit that's in all religion, and there is a movement, let's say, of spirituality. And some people have different levels of that. You look at the Shaolin monks, etc., or Eastern Europeans or whatever. It's slightly different in what they believe about how you attain enlightenment, how you attain nirvana, bliss, whatever it is. But for all of us, whatever the mindset that you have, it is about finding God. All of them. The thing is, they've given them different names, different ways to reach them, different things that they've said that we're supposed to do, or he said that we're supposed to do. So the truth is, before Genesis, there were two gods. One the mirror of the other. And supposedly before Lucifer, there was another rebel, or supposedly, I don't think that's the case, but supposedly there was. So if there was a being that was as powerful as God, who has been hidden away, because these people didn't want no one to know that that person existed, or that being existed, however you want to look at it, or, and it's been said that that being is male, so two males as opposed to a male and a female. And I'm not telling you to believe anything. I'm just saying that these are the things that are out there and worth looking at. And then we come to sort of like modern day, and we have the strangest thing that happens. These three kids, they're told something, the Fatima, 3 secrets. They're told something, they're not allowed to come out, these secrets. But it has to come out, the third secret has to come out before 1960. Before 1960. So we have, at this point in time, at 1960, everybody waiting for the highest known person in the church, in the religion, anywhere, our most highest person, the Pope, expected before 1960 to tell us the secret, the third secret of Fatima. I don't hear anything. It's been 65 years. I don't hear the third secret. Now, Leo, Pope Leo, sorry, Pope Leo, I'm just going to call him Leo. Leo has made moves to try and give us something. So I commend him for that. And I warn people, should anything happen to that Pope, which, prophecy says it may, then, God isn't going to be too happy. Because, please listen, this is really important. I mean, really important. You should have told us before 1960. The person on this planet, our highest on this planet to do with the religion, decided to go against heaven. A man. And all of the people under him. And all of the people around him decided to go against heaven and not tell us what he was told to tell us before 1960. And each time they were asked, we were told that we're not ready to know. Even though heaven said tell the world before 1960, or else, or else. Now, just recently, I mentioned that the Pope in the Vatican had secrets that needed to come out, and they hadn't come out. And we lost the Pope. This Pope that didn't tell us the secrets, we lost that Pope. And the new Pope that came in is trying to tell us those secrets, actually doing the right thing by trying to tell us not those secrets, that secret, the truth about how the church is not such a good thing, about how the devil has infiltrated the church, religion, not just Christianity, religion. So again, I ask people in the Vatican, Pope Leo, that information is not to be kept secret. There is other information as well, but that information strictly said, this planet that we live on, us humans should know what that is before 1960. And we still, well, we do. We know what it is. We know what's said, really. But you're supposed to tell, it's not the congregation, but the masses. You're supposed to tell the masses what was in that envelope that now Pope Leo has read over and over. Like Forrest said, over and over, over and over, over and over, and is trying to give us some information. Lucia. So, I can't remember what they call her now. Sorry for, I don't mean to insult her. She's obviously got a name, but I can just remember Lucia. She was told to shut up in regard to telling people what that message was. And people who talked about that message were told to shut up and kicked out because they talked about it. So there are different things that have leaked, which makes no sense in regard to what the Vatican leaked about the Pope wearing white, walking across the bodies, etc., etc., etc. Which is, again, just more crap compared to what Lucia said in her interviews. What she said and what was given to us was not the same, didn't match. Had no relevance to what she said and what they gave us in 2000 or whenever it was. 2000. So they leaked something in 2000, told us that it was about the Pope wearing white, walking across these bodies, arrows, something to do with arrows. And that has nothing to do with what she said. She said something to do with disorientating, diabolical, there's another word that Forrest used, diabolical disorientation in the church, something like that. Which means she's telling us that she's afraid that the devil is corrupting the minds of the people in the church. And she's aware of it because Holy Mary told her about that. Now, I don't think people understand what I've been saying. My name is Mario. My name is Michael Caine. My name is Mario. And my name stands for Maria, Mary, or Mars. I am, my name, a warrior, Mars, and I am peace, Mary. Now, Mary, we all know, is the mother of Christ. And Mars is the god of war, one advocating peace and one someone you don't want to mess around with. My second name is Marturano, which stands for martyr, and that stands for a whole load of other things. Now I suggest you find out the truth behind my name before you make some decisions, and in some cases, some comments about me. I'll just warn you, not because I'm upset. I don't give a I don't care. I don't care. I don't have to care. None of this is to do with me. I didn't set all this up. I didn't write it, or if I did, I didn't write it as me. Now, when we were in the chase, I said, I'll tell you the truth. I said in the poem, it says, Mario, URFF. Mario, URFF. Also says, Mario, you are here. It says a lot of things in that poem. Absolutely does. It tells you where that chest was. It tells you another truth about where that chest could have been. Not necessarily in Wyoming, but you can agree to say that it's in Wyoming, even though it's not. The map says it is. The map says it's in Wyoming, but it depends which map you're using and where you're using that map for. And then you get Artemis and all sorts of things that go along with that. Now, I'm only telling you the truth. Somebody wrote in a comment about, I said we're all equal under God. In no way, shape or form should anybody make a comment against that. It is what it says. Under God, person in charge, we are all equal. As far as he can see, we are all equal. The highest power there is, we are all equal, which means it doesn't matter how much money you've got. It don't. I don't have to treat you any differently just because you got money. And I effing well won't. I will treat you exactly the same as I treat everybody else. And I will treat you with respect until disrespected, as Madison will find out. I will teach you with respect until disrespected. And I will offer you love until you slap me in the face. But each of those come with a cost, as people find out. Not because of me, I don't care. I'm already protected by mum and dad because I've asked for things in my life to be different based on certain people who thought it was a good idea to F with me. And those people are learning it's not a good idea to F with me. It isn't. And I don't have to do anything. Please listen. People talk about a warrior. a spiritual warrior. No. The only war that's going on, the war that's going on is with all the ancestors, the spirits, the angels, etc., etc., etc. But most of it is you. These evil people around the world who are sending out bad, evil, dark energy, and it's going back to them. That's it. You, people that are doing it, haven't seen anything yet. Your worst scenario comes when the warrior takes the field. That's when your worst scenario comes. You have had nothing. You might feel differently because you're suffering. I understand that. I know that. But that's all you. That's all you. God is doing nothing against you yet from himself. He's merely giving you, there you go, have it back. There you go, have that back. There you go, have that back. That's what he's doing. He's not doing that yet. So you're feeling a certain kind of way based on everything that you've done. Everything that you've done coming back at you. There you go, have it back. There you go, have it back. Along with, I'll take that off you because you took it off someone else. I'll take that off you because you took it off someone else. I'll take that off you because you took it off someone else. I'll make you feel like this. I'll make you feel ill. I'll make you feel tired. And again, I know someone's passing away. And I'm not having any, I'm not giving out any sympathy. I send out condolences and that. Again, it's all self-inflicted. There's nothing I can do. When people want to bang their head against the wall and say they've got nothing left to lose, I'll let them bang their head against the wall because they've got nothing left to lose. I try to stop them. They won't listen. Fine. Do it. It is what it is. I am not ever anymore going to help somebody that doesn't want my help. I am never anymore going to help someone who's going to bite my flipping finger off when I try and give them something. It's not going to happen. And I'm not going to worry about anybody who is any of those brackets. Not going to happen. And I'm not going to forgive anyone because I don't judge anyone. It's that simple. I am not going to forgive anyone because I don't judge anyone. What you do, you did, fine. I don't care. I don't care. God will judge you. Everything that you have happening to you is because of you. You get from God what you gave out. Reap what you sow. At this point in time, we are reaching a point where what is written will come to pass. And you already know what that means, that you lose. It's that simple. It's that simple. There are people in this world who have suffered greatly. And I mean suffered. Because these people that think they're rich and think that we should kowtow to them and pay people to unalive people and to get rid of people and to make people feel in a certain way and to live their life off their energy and all these sorts of things through the church, through religion, through bullshit, and they think that it's not known. And there are people worrying about things that I may or may not say about them. I know about you. I know about you. Yes, I know about you. I know you're worried about the things that I'm going to say. I already know that. Yes, I know about you. And I've already said At the point in time that people are meant to know everything that you did, it will be known. It'll either be known by you telling the people whatever label you want to go under. It's not very nice, I know that. Either they're going to know from you too, and you. Either they're going to know from you, or they're going to know from the feds, or they're going to know from a child that writes something about the place that you do these things. This secret place that you think is secret, which is not secret. And there's proof. It's what you do there. Take these children. Do these rituals. And you think it's secret, and it's not. And it's either going to be known because you tell people, or it's found out. I suggest you tell people. Unfortunately, I already know there is evidence, because it's been written down, that's going to come to light. And when I say written down, it might not be written down on a piece of paper. It could be written down, I don't know, anywhere. Or it could have been on a phone, a text, or an iPad. Now, I know there's information on a Mac. I don't know if that's already been come out or not yet. And I don't know much about Mac, iMac, Mac, whatever it is. Don't know. I just know it's a Mac. So I assume it's a laptop or an iPad type thing. Or it's the same thing. I don't know. I just know Mac. It's a Mac. There's information on a Mac that's been found, hacked or found or whatever, that has information that people don't want known. So in all of this, there are mainly, I'll say mainly, there is somebody in New Zealand who is very rich. Not saying I've got anything to do with this, I'm just saying there is somebody in New Zealand who's very rich. Just a side note. But I forgot where I was going. So there are people around, mainly USA, but all around the world, that are involved. India, somebody traveling to India, somebody traveling to Australia. Venezuela. So there are people in the US that are going to these places, know these people, whatever. I'm not saying because it's Hillary or whatever, but Tennessee, Michigan, Washington, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, as well as just, is it Boise, Idaho? Something like that, Idaho. Utah, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Alabama, Florida, I'm going to say it because, you know, it's there. Troy is a name that's coming through. Susan is a name that's come through. Helen, Elaine, and some lots of like foreign names, which is weird because I'm just used to speaking like English American names, but these are Haiti. Haiti. So names from there, some names from Haiti, whatever. Haiti, Haiti. So I warned of the towers. Those towers are happening, as you can see, in the world. They're happening for everyone, especially the Democrats, who are going through it a bit at the moment. But all around the world, the truth, it doesn't matter what the truth is. It doesn't have to be a bad truth. There's just truth coming out. What's the truth? JFK. I suppose some consider it a bad truth. Well, I suppose it is a bad truth, really. But JFK, that truth. DB Cooper, that truth. And you'll find that whatever those truths are that are hidden, they're going to come out. And you know me, metal and resolve, shifting, drifting, adjusting, deep thinking, using logic, tenacity, metal and resolve. I don't know if I said that, but basically I want the truth. And I've asked for the truth to come out. And I'm a searcher and I find things. And I want to find the truth. And I want to find the treasure. Not the Forest Fan treasure, the treasure. The love, peace, contentment, happiness, those treasures, those things that, make the world go round. You see, love wasn't made up. Love transcends every dimension. Excuse me, confirmation. Love transcends every dimension. There is a force in this world, not in this world. There is a force in our existence that would have one person here on Earth being pulled to another, I don't know, in the Palladian system, or the Lemurians, or the Arcturians, or whatever. Like, love can actually have two people who don't know each other be linked together. That's how powerful love is. And that's what people were trying to stop. They were trying to stop a divine union, because this divine union is the evolution of man. The real evolution. And when I say man, I mean humans. The real evolution. Our next step. Our new earth. That's what they're trying to stop. That's exactly what they're trying to stop. But tough. It ain't going to happen. Oh, loads of people. Davey! I'm at home, depot. Oh, Walmart and Costco and stuff. Broke my car last night. Uh-oh. Wow. That's not good. Hey, Amy, happy Friday. Well, Saturday now for me and Davey. Yeah, I think things are going to look up. I truly do. Positivity is best. Bill! Hemingway. Better than the Herringway. The red herring. Fred, red, right. Oh, he's back to that. Back to that. He's been shot. FF found it. Oh, right. Cool. Andy Warhol shot. Don Connolly shot. Bullet shot. Whiskey shot. Bourbon shot. Why are you still going on about this chest bill? Like, they must be paying you a fair bit of money for you to keep going on about it, because nobody gives a toss. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. No one cares. Even if you were the solver, no one cares. They are past caring. They have many, 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 many more things to worry about than whether you're the solver of a $1 million, $2 million, whatever it is, chest. And that's just the truth. Nobody cares. And probably nobody cares about what I'm saying, but at some point, all the things that I've said will come true. The new earth will be here, and those that are not worthy will be whatever God decides, and those that are worthy will be whatever God decides. And the whatever that term is, excuse me, the financial changeover, the reset, the whatever that term is, that will happen. And happiness will be the pot, and love will conquer all, and all of those things, contentment, etc., 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 all those things will happen. And unfortunately, those people that have too much ego, those people that are ungodly or without soul or just downright bloody evil, will not be enjoying it. Absolutely won't. And, he will lay the banquet table, so that the enemies will see. That's what God said, something like that. Don't quote me word for word. But he is laying the table so that your enemies will see that he has anointed someone, that he protects someone, that he, whatever it is that was said, I don't really care. But whatever was said about those that are evil, that are going to suffer, and those that are good, that are going to prosper, because he wants us to prosper. He's going to prosper us, not harm us. He wants to love us, not flipping, destroy us. So, and that, whether you believe or not, doesn't matter. The fact is, if you believe in Darwin, you're screwed. And if you believe in Adam and Eve and all the other stuff, you're screwed, because none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Which means there's another story that hasn't been told. The story is real. The treasure is real. The story is real. There's another scenario that needs to be brought out. People need to know how our history was taken from us, how our birthright was stolen from us. All of those things are going to be known, all of them. And yes, I do know who you are. There's a person that, well, there's people, not a person, but there's one particular person that thinks, do I know that they did whatever they did? Yes, I do. I know. So I know you're thinking it, and yes, I know it. I know you're thinking about it doesn't have to be me. I know, and they know, that you're going to come to them with a blah blah offer and a fake twin flame and whatever. It's already written. I don't get it. It doesn't matter what. Adult with a young mind. That's what I'm told. Adults with young minds. Not the ability to think like an adult, not the ability to have the imagination, not the ability to whatever, see the big picture, not the ability to do all these things that an adult does. Thinking with a young mind. But you need to listen and grasp the fact that the failure is because you attacked yourself. The harder you tried to end it, the more it ended you. The more energy you put out, the more came back at you. Your energy. Like the reason you're weak and tired and weak, whatever, is because of everything that you did. It came back and it affects you. The love came back and affected you. The disease came back and affected you. The beauty things came back and affected you. Whatever it is, everything came back and affected you and didn't affect anyone else. In all those places that you were trying, in all those different covens, sects, masons, whatever, I don't care, warlocks, everything that you put out came back and hit you. Everything that you're suffering is your own doing. Everything that you're suffering is your own doing. Around the world, even traveling, like you spent all that money, it's crazy, you spent all that money, did all those things, and all you got for it was your own destruction. And you wouldn't listen. Like I've been saying months about how bad things are going to be if you carry on doing what you're doing, and you wouldn't listen. You tried harder and you tried harder and you tried harder and you did all of these things, and you convinced these judges and you convinced the police and blah blah, whatever it is, the feds. State trooper, naughty state trooper, to blackmail. So the state trooper, broken headlight. What's that about? It's like the third eye. And a busted lip. What's that all about? Broken headlight and a busted lip. You've been fighting. Have you been fighting? Oh, that's terrible, that is. Terrible. Who's Skidoo? How you doing, son? Brother? Father? Whatever it is. However you wish to be known. Neither here nor there. Oh, cool. Oh, message retracted. Oh, to Peggy G means that. Peggy. Well, there is a P Proctor coming up in these statements. Well, the letter P and Proctor. He's someone who played a role. Yes, someone who played a role. Today, happy birthday, grandson of Tigger. I hope it's great. A good day for celebrating Tigger. The banquet table was in July 2019 after Fanbury. 30-foot table, 8.25 miles from Fan's house at the supermarket. Forest past his plate too. Yeah, all that bullshit doesn't make any difference with what's going on in the real world. It has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on in the real world. It's just more bullshit. Doesn't mean nothing to me. Forrest quoted Longfellow and Edna St. Vincent. Ah, talking about St. Germain's up and running again. Vince Miller, he's shiny castle upon the sand. Yes, one doesn't want to do that, does one? Dictators have a shitload of karma to deal with. Don't let people blame you for all BS that you didn't do. Yeah, unfortunately, that's how this played out. That's how they got what they got, for blaming people for shit they didn't do. And they became scapegoats or sinners for sins they didn't commit. My real world is completely different than yours. Yes, because I'm on a different timeline than you, so it will be. Which is why the stuff that people are doing doesn't affect me, because my vibration is too high and yours is too low. And until you reach the same, that's not being clever or whatever, I'm just saying the truth. Until you reach that same vibration, you probably won't understand me and I won't understand you. And the trouble is, I do understand you. but because I've been there. I've been confirmation. My phone keeps going off with all those confirmations. I understand, like, people talk about darkness and light, and they think that you have to be all light to be, a good Christian or good this or good that. No, you don't. If we were made in God's image, and God is the most powerful being there is, I know some say they don't believe in God, but that means there is a heck of a lot of dark to balance out that light that is in God. It just means that whoever you are, if you can balance out your darkness and your light, master them both, that makes you a very powerful person. Which is why God's a very powerful person, because balancing that dark and that light and not being taken over by either, just being able to master both. Listen, God is a just God, but if he needs to, he can get angry. Oh yeah, he can get angry, and he can do things that make your hair curl, and he doesn't think twice. But he is still just, and he is still of the light, with dark, half light. So all of this stuff that we have about you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to be like this, you have to behave like this, you have to do this. No, you don't. No, you don't. No. We're here to experience life. This is a school, and we're here to experience this school, and we're here to learn, which means we're here to learn the worst and the best of how to be a human being. And we chose, when we came here, what it was that we were going to do. Unfortunately, those beings with no soul, I'd say they break the rules, they don't bend them. They break the rules. And they're going to be admonished. Another confirmation. They're going to be admonished for breaking those rules. And they didn't just break them like last week, last year, 10 years, a decade, decades, which is 10 years. Thousands of years they were breaking the rules. Thousands of years. Man, that's some karma, that is. Thousands of years they've been breaking the rules, and now that's stopped. The matrix is broke, it's finished, it's done. Old money, done. It's done. New Earth, it's on its way. See, this is a bit that worries me a little. Only a bit. Doesn't worry me a lot. I don't tend to get worried that much. But this is a bit that worries me. People are going to hate the fact that the truth comes out and it's not good regarding religion. Now, I don't care. If you want to go to church still, if you want to go to the mosque, if you want to go to whatever synagogue, I don't care. And I don't care if you want to, call God Allah or Krishna or Jehovah or Yahweh, or to me it doesn't matter. Absolutely doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But there'll be no religion behind all that. All the religion will be found out. All religion. Christianity, the whole lot, Muslim, and it's already been done. Just do your research, you'll see all the texts are being perused, analysed, dissected, whatever, studied over and over. And they're all being found to have some flaw in regard to what's being said. All of them. And some of them more than others. Like some outright, now that doesn't hold any water at all. And some, these bits are right, but this, the little bit iffy. So religion doesn't exist. There is no religion. There is just maybe faith. So there is a faith. There's a faith. How it used to be, I think. Don't know. Wasn't there? Well, I was there, but I don't remember. Faith. So there's a faith. One faith all around the world. Nothing to do with religion. Just a faith that there is one creator. And he wants everybody to be themselves. That's it. That's pretty much it. That's as simple as I can make it. There's one faith of the Most High, and he wants everybody to be themselves. As long as it's for their highest good and the highest good of those around them. That's it. That's it. That's as simple as it is. That's all you have to do. Behave in a way that's for your highest good and for the highest good of those around you. Starting with self-love, appreciating you for who you are. Starting with that. Getting chills now. I think my soul's kicking off. Starting with you. Love you. Find out who you are. Be the best you can be. Love you for who you are. Everything that you are. Your body, your mind, your flipping past history, whatever it is. Accept all of those things, your shadow, whatever it is. At that point, you will find God. Trust me, you will. A God, the Most High God, the most powerful being there is. You'll find that being. When you find that being, life is good. Life is good. Life is simple, because once you get to that point, you can ask that being to look after you, to give you the things that you need. And because you're that, not necessarily a good person, because you're that person that loves yourself and behaves in a way that is good for yourself and good for other people, even though you do some bad things. Not seriously bad things, not going around killing people and stuff like that. But if you're that person, whether it's the universe, whether it's God, whether it's spirits, ancestors, angels, star seeds, whatever it is, whoever you think is looking after you, they're going to look after you. People are going, how come they're getting this? How come he's getting that? How come they haven't been affected? How come blah, 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 blah? And you've been told how. You've been told. Whoever the chosen are, they're being looked after by the Most High God. Whoever the evil are, they're being looked after by the Most High God in a different way. Thank you. Doesn't belong to you. Thank you. That doesn't belong to you. Thank you. That doesn't belong to you. That's what you gave out. That's what you get back. God isn't doing it. You're doing it to yourself. He's just giving you back what you gave out to the people that he doesn't want you to hurt. Touch not my anointed. So if you're going around sending out bad shit to his anointed, he's going to say, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Here, have it back. That's what you sent out. That's what you get back. He's not actually coming down and going, oi, stop it. He hasn't done that yet. Hasn't done that yet. He's giving you what you gave out. At the point that he's going to come down and do that, then I would worry. Now, I've told you already. I don't want that to happen. I don't want people to piss off dad and mom enough that they go, that's it, no more. Had enough, it's over. We'll start again. We'll create a whole new unit. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is just an example. Don't do it. This is just an example. I don't want them to come down and say, right, had enough. End of the world. Get rid of everybody and we'll start again. I don't want that. I just want them to stop these people doing the bad things and allow the good people, whether they've done bad things or not, but not evil things, to have a normal life. A life that they should have had. A life that's been stolen from them by these beings, these elites. Not all. Please listen. Not all 33 and bloody doodah masons are evil. Only those at the top. Like these other people, they don't know. They think they're religious. They think they're going to good people, putting on the suit and, going to these places and thinking they're doing good things and helping people. But At the lower end, they might be. But at the higher end, something a bit more shady going on between the Masons and Christians and churches and whatever, or religion, however you want to look at it, and the covens and the cults and everything else, all with knowledge passed down from the generations of the truth, which most of it is hidden in the Vatican, where my mate, the devil, is free to come and go as he pleases. That's a bit weird, isn't it? That's a bit weird. The devil is free to come and go as he pleases in that place. The sanctuary. The sanctuary. What is supposed to be the sanctuary of the religion that we call Catholics, Christians, whatever, however you all want to, merge into that. I don't know how Christian, I know it's Catholics mainly, but I'm certain that the Christians believe in the Pope and everything that he's supposed to stand for. Unfortunately, please listen, please. Unfortunately, if that was the case, if it truly was, please listen, if it truly was about Jesus, about God, about being a shepherd to the flock, listen, in 1960, the envelope would have been opened and we would have been told the truth about that Fatima interaction, whatever it is, between those three children, Mary. We'd have been told the truth. Listen, nothing is higher than God in your religion, in any religion. Nothing is higher than God. And yet a man, or a religious sect decided to go against God, to go against the message from the Holy Mary, and not tell us what she specifically said had to be told before 1960, which means whatever it was outed them. Whatever it was so exposing that they didn't want people to know. They really just didn't want people to know. Even though they were told, God is the most highest power there is, according to you people. Then there's Jesus. And I'm pretty certain that Mary is above Archangel Michael and everyone else. When it comes to coming down to earth and telling people what God and Jesus want. I'm pretty certain that she's up there when it comes to telling people what her son and his father has decreed for us to know. She's pretty high up there. That divine feminine is pretty high up that ladder. And if she says to tell the people before 1960, you better believe there was a reason they had to be told before 1960. Listen, now if there is an undercover boss, came down to earth, what are the odds But just after 1960, he came down. Which is why you were told to tell the world before 1960. Because a plan had to be set in motion if you didn't do it. And you didn't do it. So a plan was set in motion after 1960 about getting this information out and getting our Earth back and getting creation back on track. I'm telling you the truth. So 1960 should have been told, weren't told. Not because we could be told, not because we weren't allowed by God or, Archangel Michael or Gabriel or anyone else. Not because they said, oh, don't tell them they're not ready. No, they wanted us to know. But man, because they're all powerful, aren't they? Aren't they? All powerful. They decided, no, I'm not going to tell them. Not going to tell them. 60 odd years later. 60 odd years later. A Pope, Leo, gets in, reads over and over, studies it, and wants to tell the people, and is hinting at certain things. And is obviously afraid about saying something. And has people holding papers in front of him with what he has to say. Well, I'm pretty certain he knows. If he was going to say something, a bit like me, I don't need a piece of paper in here telling me what I'm going to tell you. I'm pretty certain if there's something that he needs to tell you, he'll be able to tell you without a piece of paper in front of him. So here, read this, because if you don't read this, you know what I mean? This is what you can say. You can't say anything else. So he's obviously being told, look, you can say this, but you can't say this. And he obviously wants people to know what was in that envelope, but can't say. So I applaud him for that, because I've asked people, Pope, whoever's in charge of the Vatican, which is now Leo, Pope Leo, for information that we, human beings who believe in God, should know, who were supposed to know, this before 1960. So please don't tell me that I should read the Bible or believe anything that comes out of the Vatican, because that should have come out before 1960. And if they're too afraid to tell me the truth about that 3 secrets of Fatima, if they're too afraid to tell me that last secret, it means they're hiding something. And if they're hiding that, what else are they hiding? There is absolutely, please listen, absolutely no reason why they couldn't tell us. But worse, this is the important bit, please listen. But worse, they have no power to go against God. The only person, the only being, the only one who thinks they have the power to go against God is who? Who is the only being that would go against God? The devil. Which means he's running the Vatican. They're not. They can't be. They can't be. Because a man would not choose to go against God, considering that's the one thing. It's his only job. Well, that's his job. That's his job. Listen, everybody, praise God, exalt God, give glory to God, bend the knee to God. That's his job, to get people interested in God. And yet he went, no, I'm not going to tell you. I don't care what God says. I don't care what his mother said. I don't care. We're not telling you. Not just him, not the person there at the time. Every pope after. Some try to give out hints and say things, but every pope after. What does that tell you about the church? What does it tell you about that religion? What does it tell you? If a man can say, no, I'm not going to tell you what God said, it's his job, but he's going to turn around and say, no, I'm not going to tell you what God said. I'm not going to tell you what was given to us by God. I'm not going to tell you that. To me, it's sickening. I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in religion the way that some people do. And I'm sorry if these things don't, get people angry or whatever. I'm sorry about that. And I'm sorry about the things that I'm going to say. Talking about incest and other things. But they're true. I'm not lying. They're true. Just trying to warn you that these people that you believe are doing good by you. No, they're not. Absolutely not. They're trying to screw you over. That's what they're trying to do. All of them. They're trying to, every religion. They're trying to screw you over. Some of them knowingly, some of them unknowingly. They just believe what they want to believe without thinking about what it is they've been told, which is probably just as bad. But those people in the Vatican before 1960 to this present day are screwing you over and going against God, his word, his decree, what he wants to happen. They're going against it. And it ends because that truth will be out. And like I say, I have respect for Leo, Pope Leo. I have respect. He tries. He's trying to say something different than, has been happening in the past, and probably in fear of his life. Probably in fear of his life about saying what it is that he read. The world will know. It's that simple. Every hidden truth is going to come out, as we are finding out. And you'll find out that all of these things that were unknown, that we've all been trying to find out, what the answers are to this, what the answers are to that, Amelia Earhart, all the stuff that's been in the chase, it's all just going to come to light. It's all just going to happen. It's all just going to, there it is. Oh, is that the answer? Wow, that was simple. It's all just going to come out because I want the truth. I want the truth. And I find the truth. I find the truth. And if I'm not finding the truth, guess what? I'm finding the lies. And that's the biggest lie there is. That you, Vatican, don't tell your sheep, because you're the shepherd, you don't tell your sheep what the Most High God wanted said before 1960. Every pope since then had an agenda. Every pope since then must have, there is no doubt about it, must have been in league with the devil. Because he is the only person, he's the only being that would want anyone to go against the Most High God. Bearing in mind their position is to do everything for the Most High God. Now, the secret, the diabolical distortion, distraction, something like that. is what wasn't nun. She wasn't a nun. Lucia. It's just not coming to me. What she said, which was about destroying the church from within. Pretty much what she was talking about. And what she was talking about has nothing to do with what they released in 2000. Which means they're lying. Why would they lie? Like, these are the people that gave you the Bible. Here's the Bible. Well, our version of the Bible. The Hebrews have a different. Even that's been proven. Some of the stuff they put there has been proven to be incorrect, but that's besides the point. So why would they lie? Why should they lie? They obviously have, because it was supposed to come out before 1960, and then what they came out with bore no resemblance to what she was saying. Which means they're working for someone other than the Most High God. Which means religion can't be what we think it is. Can't be. Absolutely can't be. So those that follow Jesus need to bear in mind the man in charge in that Vatican is not doing right by you and hasn't done right by you since before 1960. He's supposed to follow Jesus. He's supposed to be your shepherd, guiding you, helping you, leading you. Now, I'm not making things up. You know, if you're a Christian, you know. It's all changed. From what the church is supposed to be to what the church is now, it's all changed. They're not even trying to get you to believe in Jesus Christ and the way things were and how it should be. If you're going to church now, it's not that kind of sermon, mass. It's another word I can't think of beginning to see. But it's not that kind anymore. Like, they're openly not even trying to keep you involved. Stuff. Beyond that is just speculation. We are product of the universe. That is the only thing that can be proven. Otherwise, anything beyond that is just speculation. Yes, unless you were there. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you too. Hey, who's got? Of course, Adam and Eve and Jesus had belly buttons. Of course, they had belly buttons. I don't know. If someone, I don't know when the first cesarean was done, but you don't have to have a belly button, do you? Yeah, probably. But the first clone wouldn't have a belly button. Definitely the first clone wouldn't have a belly button. So if you had this technology and went back to then and you did IVF, maybe not IVF, but the clone stuff, and you grew a child that way, there wouldn't be no belly button. Or shouldn't be a belly button. However that comes about. However it is that there's no belly button. Mario, if they tell the truth, their spells won't work. Yeah, but the thing is, I think there's a written thing that they have to tell the truth in order to get away with doing the bad things that they're doing. It's if you know what they're doing, that's where the power is. The fact that you know, the fact that you can block it, the fact that you can change it, the fact that you can transmute it, alchemize it, blah, blah, all these words. The fact that you can do all those things. We know who Madison is then, because he's back to the O's. Back to the O's. Now I'm at the Poop Dog Park. Way. The Poop Dog Park, or the Dog Poop Park. Hey Tigger, I'm outside also trying to get a jump start for this weekend planting. Oh, are you going to get onto the learning curve with that jump start? The Satan, not the devil. Okay, the big black hole entity thingamajig, not the devil. But, Tigger, you know about Satan. Most people don't. They believe that the devil is Satan. Just FYI. They believe the devil is Satan, so they will understand it. When I say the devil, they will understand that to be Satan. And they don't know there's a distinction between one or the other. But whoever it is, doesn't matter. Whoever it is, that's who's in the Vatican, controlling what Christians believe, what Catholics believe, what Protestants believe, what, I don't know, all the others, there's thousands of them, what they believe. Otherwise, they would have told us what was in there. And they wouldn't be scared to tell us. It's not that they haven't told us, it's that they're scared to tell us. And they're scared to tell us because it exposes everything. Which means it exposes the thousands of years of bullshit that we've had about religion, about our, confirmation, existence, our evolution. It's all been a lie, and they don't want people to know it's all been a lie. But tough, everyone's going to know it's all been a lie. And, things are going to get worse before they get better, and there's going to be some, bad things going on. But the truth has to come out. That's the overriding thing. The truth has to come out. The truth has to come out. And people are going to be angry with what's being said. That religion is not real. The Matrix is not real. Getting wound up about things, it's not real. It's just keeping you in a certain mindset and a vibration that they can control you. And that control will go as soon as you wake up. As soon as you wake up, you get to see everything for what it is. All of these stupid things that they wrote in the evolution bullshit, incest stuff, the Adam and Eve, left the Garden of Eden and bumped into these people. What? How's that possible? How can you be the first people in existence, get kicked out of the Garden of Eden, and then bump into some other people? Just, no, that's not possible. So, actually, hey, Satan, but that just but even the Hebrew stuff is wrong. Like, I don't know. Ugh. If it starts with chaos or new or whoever it flipping starts with, if it starts at the very beginning, chaos, who was the other one? New, Ra, blah, blah, blah. If it starts at the very beginning, the Hebrew, the Genesis, all that other stuff, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. All of it's been corrupted. However, if you look at one part of it, you think, oh, yeah, it must be this because this is this. And then you look at it in detail and you go, hang on. Before this existed with the Yahweh and the MEDETRON, and before Hebrew came about, there was all this other stuff that said there was two gods. There was two gods. The mirror and Yahweh, or whatever name you wanted to give God. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But the mirror, and I know all about the mirror. I know all about that. So there were two gods, and we're told there's only one. Why? And there were gods and goddesses. which means it's not about there being one God. It's about there being the God that's in charge, which is what I was saying about, when people talk about aliens and that. It doesn't matter whether you think, if you believe in aliens, but you don't believe in God, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why? God is an alien. God is an alien. It's that simple. God is an alien. He doesn't come from this planet. The angels are aliens. The spirits are alien. Whatever it is, they don't come from this planet. So they're aliens. Which means if God wanted to come in a ship, he could come in a ship. And if he came in a ship and landed on the thing and didn't talk about, streets paved with gold, you'd believe. That's crazy. Because he doesn't, and he sits up there or wherever he sits, however he sits, he's still an alien to us. And you want to believe in aliens, but you don't want to believe in God. And yet God is an alien. Not of this world. Not of this world. Which makes him alien. And the coolest alien. And the first superhero. Like the first superhero that has never been beaten. And won't ever be beaten. Ever. Because he knows everything already. He already knows. As the poem says, the answers I already know. Can't be beaten. Like that spiritual journey that you go through in that poem, if you want to go through the spiritual journey. That spiritual journey that you go through, if you're braving in the woods, your effort will be worth the cold, whatever it is, however you want to believe it, it doesn't matter. But if God is an alien, and he is, because he's not of this planet, he's omnipotent or whatever it is, you want to believe that aliens exist and they come down in UFOs and they created man, but you don't want to believe that God exists. What? That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Because then, who created the aliens? Well, who created the aliens? And if the aliens are, when they do, the aliens exist, then there must be an alien in charge of those aliens. There must be. There must be. And then you have to go down, why do we have Asians, Africans, Europeans? Why do we have different races? If it was just Adam and Eve, or if it was just natural selection, why? Did they evolve differently in different parts of the world? Why do we have Aborigines and we have Africans? Dark-skinned, yes, but they look totally different. Totally different. So people want to say, well, we came from this and this is this and this is it. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. Just open your eyes. It's bullshit. Now, it's easier to believe that so many were created, just like in the lab. So many were created to see how they fared and see how they got on and blah, 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 and monitored. Or you could say shepherd and sheep, the shepherd was looking after his sheep and created these things and he created these things and he created these things. Because if Noah was true, then there should be elephants all around Mount Ararat. There should be tigers all around Mount Ararat. There should be hippos around there. There should be giraffes around there. There should be monkeys around there. There should be all sorts of animals, snakes and whatever else. They should all be in that area of the world. They should all be in that area of the world because they came out of the ark and they must have had, offspring. So every 2x2 animal that went onto the ark should be in that area of the world. I don't care what you say. Kangaroos, there in Egypt. Koalas in Egypt. Pandas in Egypt. Polar bears in Egypt. Wherever Mount Ararat is. Israel or whatever. Wherever it is, they should all be there. Because that's where they come out of the ark. Unless they went on the journey, made a boat, like these polar bears made a boat and went up to the Arctic, and these kangaroos made another boat and they went off to Australia with the koalas. Like, what? and these pandas made another boat and they went off to Asia. So shut up. It's just crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy. Like, if you believe that, there is something wrong with your thought process. That the ark got stranded on Mount Ararat and all the animals got off, and then they got boat trips all around the world and they procreated in different places from where they actually landed. So please just wake up. Now, it doesn't. My statement is, I am telling you the truth as I see it. I don't know what the actual truth is, but as I see it, I'm pointing out the lie and saying that what I'm telling you is the truth. This is definitely a lie. That couldn't have happened. There are no polar bears in Egypt. There are no kangaroos in Egypt, or wherever it is, wherever Mount Ararat is. There aren't no pandas there. There aren't all of these animals that were supposed to be taken 2 by 2 into the ark. They didn't get on boats and travel around the world when they got off the ark. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And they didn't just suddenly evolve, because apparently, according to Darwin, it took so long. So no, both of them are bull. Rubbish. That's how I see it anyway. It is based in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi do. Equal didn't coexist. The Satan controlled the tiding. They were like the IRA. The devil controlled the language like an elementary school teacher. Yes, spelling. It is based in Abu Dhabi. He was an antichrist. The Jews worshipped the moon. Well, so do these people who are doing bad things. Jerusalem is named after a Canaanite goddess. You know, you can't just believe the teachings in the scriptures and the Bible, because they're all written with a hidden agenda behind it. And if you look at them closely, you'll see that some things don't make any sense. Then you have to question, well, if they don't make sense, why are these people lying? And the same with the Vatican right now. I know Pope Leo is trying to tell us what was in that envelope. I know he is. And he's fearful of his life because he is. And the prophecy is that, he may be the last pope. I'm almost, well, not almost, I am, agreeing with that. But they want to be careful. They want to be careful if they do what they're thinking of doing, because it's not going to sit well with mum and dad if someone who's trying to tell the truth is harmed. The Jews are only a tribe of the Israelites. Animals only live where they like the climate. Where they like the climate. Well, but how does a polar bear get to the Antarctic? How does a penguin get there? How does a seal get there? Walrus, whatever lives out there. How does it get there and then thrive there? How does a kangaroo only exist in Australia or New Zealand, wherever they bloody live? Like, how is it certain animals only exist in certain places? Pandas in China. Polar bears and grizzly bears. Bengal tigers. See, the reason why elephants and those other animals exist in certain places is because these conquerors of the earth, our earth, they dragged them around the world with them as beasts of burden. That's why they exist in other places. But you don't see a conqueror taking kangaroos around the world with them. It don't happen. It don't happen. You know what I mean? Like the horses and things like that, they exist in all parts of the world, Somebody's trying to stop me talking, which is another thing Forrest said, shut the F up. Because conquerors brought them all around the world. Like they were used all around the world, so they exist all around the world. But other animals only exist in certain places because they exist in certain places. Revelation is for all to pray and learn what is truth. Religion is either convoluted by false preaching, or true religion can be understood through revelation, if one is humble enough to search for it. But you just need to wake up. People just need to wake up. There's a hidden agenda here. There has to be. Otherwise we would know the truth and everything would make sense, and there would only be one God who has history and writings that all agree on the same thing. And that doesn't happen, which means somebody is trying to push out a narrative to keep us all asleep. Well, there's one person here that ain't asleep. That was 12,000 years ago, Mario. I don't know which one you're on about there, 12,000 years ago. That was when I was born. Trusted will know, he was around then. The flood was in Leo, as commemorated by the Sphinx. That's another thing, the Sphinx, whatever it's supposed to be called. It's like, what's that got to do with Jehovah, Yahweh? What's the pyramid got to do with? Pyramids got to do with the God that people talk of. Like, what? I don't get it. It's like, why doesn't the Bible relate the pyramids to God in one way, shape, or form? Because there is no way man made it. It just not man as we know it. Man may have made it, but not as we've been told. Yes, Hannibal took the elephants, but horses are all around the world because they were brought by even the Romans and stuff like that. They're all yes, I'm Aquarius. Always Aquarius. We are in Aquarius now. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. The flood was late 12,000 years ago. I sat on the Sphinx in my bathing suit. Was it bikini, Trusted? My bathing suit. Yeah, but the fact is that people agree there was a flood, but you have to question whether the ark had all the animals 2 by 2. Sorry, no. No. Just no. Whatever animals survived, they survived because they weren't affected by the flood. Because if you rounded up all the animals around the world, you'd have had to go to Australia, you'd have had to go to Africa, you'd have had to go to America, you'd have had to go to Greenland, Iceland, whatever it is. You'd have to go to all of these places. He would have had to travel the globe to get all of these animals to get into the ark. It's like, no, shut up. Shut up. No, it never happened. It happened, but not in the way that they say it happened. So why are they trying to make us believe these things? Yes, it happened. Every scripture talks about the flood. Great, wonderful. It happened. But it never happened in the way that they say it happened. It couldn't have done. Noah did not go, hang on a minute, it's just going to take me a few hundred years to go around the world in my canoe, pick up all the animals and bring them back. It never happened that way. It couldn't have done. And they wouldn't have fitted in there. It's like, why do people believe? It's like, just so mind-blowingly, no, it's not possible. And people for hundreds of years, thousands of years have believed, yeah, this is what it is. I'm sorry, I don't know. Itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow. For the first time today, you did it. 2, 3, 4. Tell the people what you wore, trusted. He was afraid to come out of the ark. I've got visions of you sitting on the Sphinx's head. Even that, it's not even the same head. It's, it's like they went to all that effort to change the head. They went through all that effort to bust all the noses on the statues, so people didn't realise that, hang on, these people might have been of a dark colour. It's crazy. It's like, wow, the things they went through to like make us believe a whole load of rubbish. It's like the fact that you went through it and left these clues makes it obvious that what you're trying to tell us is wrong. Like, the odds of all the noses being broke on all these statues is very remote. So there's obviously a reason why he did it. Like the Sphinx, I don't think, could be wrong, but the way that it looks doesn't look in proportion to the way that it should look. That head looks like it should have been bigger compared to the rest of the body. That's how I see it anyway. So all I'm saying is, even if I'm not telling you I am telling the truth as I see it. It's all true. Everything that I've said is true, based on the information that I have, which means we're being lied to. And the worst part about it is, people say, oh, we're not. Yeah, we are. We're being lied to because what they told us isn't true. So from the Vatican, those people that are supposed to be for God, for Jesus, and they're supposed to look after, the people, the sheep, whatever it is, the flock, they've gone against, like, the Most High. They've gone against Jesus. They've literally rebuked him and said, no, we're not going to do what you said. Excuse me. More confirmation. We're going to hide what it is you want all the people of Earth to know. And it wasn't just for like Christians or Catholics or whatever. It was for the whole world. This letter that was in the envelope was for the whole world. And it should have been said before 1960, and it still hasn't been said now. And that's not the only secret that the Vatican is hiding, but it is an important secret that needs to be said to the world. And apparently the two witnesses are here as well. So, it's all good. It's all going along, Revelation is all, whatever it is, it's all falling into place. And the white horse has been seen, and it all seems to be falling into place. We've had the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I talked about that. The star alignments and everything. Planets, not stars. Planets and alignment. We're told they're stars, but they're obviously planets. We know they're planets because we can see them. And they're shining like stars, but they are planets. So the alignment of the planets was the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. That's done and done. And then we have the trumpets and the seals being broken, etc., etc., etc. So, not long. So I think I'll leave it there. I think I've said everything. There are people being found out, court cases taking place. People asking questions. I don't believe anyone is any better than anyone else. I don't believe I'm any better than anyone else. I won't treat anybody better or worse because they're richer or poorer. Doesn't make any difference to me. And doesn't make any difference to God either. So, under God, we're all the same, which means I don't have to treat anyone any different. And I don't have to judge anyone, which means it doesn't matter whether you're rich or whether you're poor. You're still a child of God. And that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter who you are. You know, somebody's thinking, like they think I don't know these things, but it's crazy. Like, does he know who I am? I don't care who you are. Well, I do care who you are, but it doesn't make me address you any differently. And if you are, you know, a good person or a bad person, I will treat you as a good person or a bad person. And I don't mean treat you, I would talk to you in that way. Like if you need to be told, I will tell you. And if you need to be praised, I will tell you. Just the way that it is. And if you don't like it, then maybe you need to ask yourself, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Because you obviously think you're better than you actually are. Like you're more than you actually are. Because you're just a son or daughter of God. That's it. That's it. That's your best. That's your best statement of yourself. Like that's giving yourself praise to say that I am a son or daughter of God. That's giving yourself praise. Because any other title that you give to yourself is a title given to you by man, which is a judgment, which I don't do. I don't judge you. I won't forgive you and I won't judge you because of that. And, you know, I see that as fair because forgiveness is to the detriment of the victim. And that's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. You want to ask someone who is the victim to say that what you did is okay. And if they don't say what you did is okay, you're going to call them a bad person. So, hang on a minute. I've just gone through a whole load of shit. Now you want to say that I'm a bad person if I don't say that what you did to me to put me in this frame of mind that I'm in, what you did to me to make me feel this bad, I'm a bad person if I don't forgive you for doing what you did. Shut up. Shut up. What you did was a bad thing. I don't care. You're a bad person. I don't care. You did it. I don't care. I'm not going to forgive you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm just going to say, hey, have you seen what this person did? Whatever they did to me, I want you to do to them. I want them to feel what I went through. I want them to know exactly what I went through. I want them to feel the very thing that I was feeling. That's what I'm going to say. Unfortunately for you, God sends it back worse than you give it. That's already written. You already know that's part of it. You already know it's part of karma. Get it back 10 times or whatever it is. So me saying, have it back, there you go, have it back, and you getting karma is your own fault. But getting it worse than you gave is your own fault because you already know that's the case. And I think I'm doing you a favour, to be fair, because I just send it back. I rebuke it and I return to sender. And that saves you, not me, saves you because you're only getting back what you gave. If I leave it to mum and dad to give it you, they're going to add a bit more to it. And if I give it to the ancestors to give it to you back, they're going to add a lot more to it because they're the people that you really screwed over. You're not screwing me over. You screwed them over. They've done thousands of years of this. I've only done 60 years. So that's how I see it anyway. So I still am that person. I was reincarnated as that person. The person that I was, I am still that person. Or that being. I'm who I was then. So Christ consciousness, I'm not saying Christ. Christ consciousness never left. It was just hidden, buried away. And that's returned. But Christ consciousness was around before Jesus Christ. Like the one consciousness, like we're all one. As I was talking about the wireless stuff, like we can communicate and do all these crazy things. It's just been, hidden from us. So that consciousness was always here. It just wasn't tapped into. But maybe, maybe it is. And maybe the original God, the other God, the divine being, or the creator of all things, or the mirror, or Ra, the sun, the light of the sun, all of those things, whatever it is, the original start of everything has to come from one place. And if you tap into that one place, that original place, then you are that place. If you tap into that power, that's like if you tapped into the national grid with all of the wires or transformers and everything else that you need, you could take all of the energy from that national grid and send it wherever you want, if you tapped into it. You could take all that power, even though it's supposed to go to all these houses and everything and whatever, buildings, however it's supposed to power it. That one grid, or one station, nuclear station, or whatever it is, if you had all the tools that you needed to tap into it, you could draw all that power away. All of it. Like, keep it for yourself. But if you tapped into everything, you could draw all that power away. All of it. You could use all that power. And if you tapped into the universe, you could use the power of the universe. If you tapped into the multiverse, you could use the power of the multiverse. If you tapped into the quantum doodah, you could use that power. So you would be as strong as whatever it is that you tapped into. You'd be as strong as whatever it is that you tapped into. But be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you say. So people may underestimate me, may underestimate, the 144,000, because they're tapped in. They're tapped in. And the power that exists between all of them, all of us, whatever it is, however it is, that power exists between all of them, which is why whatever these people are trying to do isn't working. Because it's being blocked. Not because they're being attacked from God and being taught a lesson. They're teaching themselves a lesson. That's what karma is. Karma is a lesson. It's another lesson. We're here at school learning, and karma is one of those lessons. And so is dharma. Dharma is the reward, and karma is the reward. People say, oh, it's bad. No, you're learning. There's an important lesson you need to learn with this karma. And if you don't learn the lesson, you'll forever receive the karma. And the lesson of receiving the dharma is because you did something good, you get something good. You get what you put out. Reap what you sow. That's the lesson. If you don't learn that lesson, you keep making the same mistake and you keep getting more karma. And if you learn the lesson, you reap what you sow, you put out good, you get back good. That's how simple it is. And that's how the world will be going forward. It is no longer going to be not getting what you deserve. Working so hard and seeing no results. Being so good and not seeing results. It'll be, if you work hard and you are good and you do these things, you will be rewarded based on how much you've done, what you've done, how you did it. You will get that reward. And if you haven't put the effort in, your effort will be worth the cold. If you haven't put the effort in, then you'll be stagnated, lack, in lack, without. And that's how it'll be. More confirmation. My phone keeps going on. So I'm just saying the truth. I'm just telling you how it is. This is how it was under the Matrix regime. You know, you're going to suffer because we want to be rich and we don't care about you. We don't give a shit about you. We're going to pretend that we're religion. We're going to pretend this. We're going to pretend that. And you're going to believe us because you want something to believe in and you're scared because we made you scared. And you're fearful of, blah, blah, blah. And you're angry because of this, that, and the other. And you're in this low vibration and we can control you as long as you're in that. And we're going to create this COVID disease and we're going to do this, keep you in the house and keep you scared and keep you reliant on this. We're going to do all of these things and change the world around you, and you'll be too whatever to wake up and fight against it. But that just went too far. It's like this agenda to stall creation was pathetic in all of those efforts, and it seems to me hatred for us humans. Not they don't like us, but they need us. They don't need us. They feed off us, so we're like cattle to them. No, we're batteries to them. That's all we are. We're batteries. Like we're the energy. They feed off. We're like a battery. It's like, oh, they need to plug in, so they get a few of us and they plug into us and away they go. So we're like batteries, and the higher the vibration, the more the Energizer Bunny type version of it. Unfortunately, that's the sort of person I am. I don't give up. Now, I've got tenacity. I don't give up. I don't give up. And I will go to the last. I actually exist between the beats of, between the heartbeat. I live in that little bit. I live in that little bit. I exist in the in-between. I walk down the middle line. I'm not dark, I'm not light. And I can use both, and I can control both, and you shouldn't fuck with me. It's as simple as that. You just shouldn't fuck with me because I love everyone and I hate it when people are hurt. I find it hard to tolerate what's going on in the world. It's hard to tolerate the bullshit. And trust me, if God could speak to you, he'd tell you. I'll say exactly the same to him. And I'll take no shit. No shit. If it's true, it's true. I accept it as truth. But if it's BS, don't come to me with BS. I don't want to hear any BS. Just tell me the fucking truth and we're good. If you come to me with BS, no, ain't having it. Ain't having it. Not at all. Because I just want to wake up in the morning. Or wake up whenever I wake up. Wake up and know that nothing is going to piss me off. Nothing's going to piss me off. And by that, I mean, I'm not going to get any bullshit. No one's going to tell me something that I know isn't true. Like, I hear it or I feel it or whatever it is. Empath or whatever those people call it, empathic. They say empathetic, but it's like, that doesn't sound like a real word to me, but I don't want to have to be with someone or, hear something or see something and think, hang on a minute, that's obviously BS. Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you say that? Why would you imply that? Like, even when people say bad things about me, it doesn't bother me. I don't care. But if you're trying to convince me of something, I'm like, no, that's BS. I'm not interested. I don't want to wake up to, not even wake up, just be around BS. It's like, if you've got no truth to tell me, I'm not interested. If you're just trying to lie to me, and you know that I know that you're lying, it's like, I haven't got time for it. I'll just cut you straight off. Just do that. Trust in living. Was that when the Sphinx was merely a lie? Ooh, straight to the point. Hey, Alberti, straight to the point. Which It's hard to believe that people won't look at the Lion of Judah and think, hang on, what was all that about? I mean, I'm not an expert on where lions exist, but I don't know if they are. They obviously exist in Africa. Trying to think of, no, I can't, of a flag like with the lion symbol. It's like it's such a respected animal. You'd think that more nations would have it as their symbol. Well, I know we do, like the Free Lions, but which is, a talking point in itself. And yet you have, like Wales, you have the dragon. It's like this is a country so far away from China that believes in the dragon, or uses that to symbolize something. That must tell you something. Anyway, more confirmation. I'm going to go. But I thank you all for being here. Excuse me, got itchy nose. I thank you all for being here. Again, I'm not trying to be better than anyone else. I'm not advocating you should think like me or, believe what I believe. You search your own soul, search your own mind, do your own investigations. But I am telling you the truth. I'm telling you this stuff that we're being told doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, there has to be a reason. And that reason can't be good. But this fact that I am telling you, that the Vatican have held, something back from its flock, which is very important, and it should be known and shouldn't be hidden, because, Holy Mary said that it should be told. Otherwise, or else, remember, there'll be wars and stuff. Need to be told, and they chose not to. Like, it's their one job to look after the flock, to obey God, obey Jesus. Like, that's the only boss that they have. Like, God hired me, who's going to fire me, says Mad, you got the tea. God hired me. So, like, that's like the CEO coming to you and telling you to do something. You go, no, I'm not going to do it. It's like, well, you should be sacked then. No, I ain't going to do it. You've only got one job to do, and that's to listen to what God and Jesus say, and you choose to deny them that. That's crazy. Which means whatever it is detrimental to you, because it's not up to you whether you tell the world or not. If you're being told by your boss, God, Jesus, whatever, if you're being told by your boss, not only your boss, the mother of the boss, you know what I mean? Like, the mother told them to say it, and they said, nah, we're not going to do what mother said. Not just one pope, but you need to listen and bear that in mind. Not just the one person at the time. It wasn't just one person being, hoity-toity and, nah, we're not going to do what she says. It was every pope after that. Apart from this last one, I'll give him his due, he's trying. Which means whatever it was detrimental to them, not to the world. It's not up to them to decide whether the world can take it or not, which is no different than the governments. Same thing. They're all run by the same people. We don't want to tell you about the aliens because, you can't handle it. Or we don't want to tell you about this because you can't handle it. What do you mean you can't handle it? Of course we can. Absolutely we can. It's not up to you to decide that. You work for us. These people believe that they have power because they have money and they have position. But you're put in a position not because you're powerful. You're put in a position to do a job. Like you work for the people. You have no power. You have no power. The people have the power. You just want to believe that you have the power. You don't. And the people have let you have the power because of all the bullshit that they've been told. But nobody runs my life. I have the power of my life. And no politician, as far as I'm concerned, has power over me. No one. And no billionaire or trillionaire or whatever else has power over me. It don't happen. It won't happen. They're there to work for me. To be there in case I need them. To improve my environment. That's why they're there. That's why they're there. We don't need kings. We don't need queens. We don't need governors. We don't need presidents. We don't need SARS or whatever else there are. We don't need them. They ruled by force. They took land and people by force and ruled them. But that's not what they're entitled to. They don't own nothing. God owns it. And they stole it. They chose to give themselves a title and chose to think that they have power. I don't recognise that power. I don't. I recognise my power. And I treat everybody equal. If you think you're better than me, fine. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to argue it with you. You think you're better than me, fine. But I don't think you're better than me. And I don't think you're worse than me. It's as simple as that. And I won't change. No, I suppose that's a bit, what's the name? I understand that because I even do it on here, I understand that there's a way that some people want to be spoken to, and out of respect I'll speak to them in that way, but only because I understand that that's how they want to be spoken to, and it's respectful. But so I understand that a queen, a king, blah, 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 want to be spoken to as mom and stuff like that. And out of respect, I will do that. But it's not out of fear. And it's not out of they're better than me. It's just out of respect. But if that same person did something across me, I won't get it out of me. No way. No way. There'd be no mom or highness or whatever. Nope. You don't show me any respect, I won't show you any respect. If you come against me, I'll come against you. If you treat me with love and respect, I'll treat you with love and respect. But I'll treat you with love and respect first. I offer my love, I offer my respect. You come in here, as you've already seen in my videos, people come in here and they come in here with an attitude, I'll give them an attitude. I am not shy in coming forward. You come in here with an attitude, I'll give you an attitude back. You come in here respectful and polite and courteous, I'll be polite and courteous. That's who I am. Oh, Snugglepuss. Mars is the dragon. Yeah, I'm Mars. I think people underestimate what my name really means. If you look up my name, I think you'll see what it really means. And I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet. I'm just saying, I have the name that I have for a reason. I was supposed to be called Mauro, Mauro, and that's my grandfather. And I think he's kicking ass at the moment. I think my grandfather is. I think he's not happy with what some of the things that are happening, and I think he's letting a few people know that I'm related to him, and he's not happy about what's happening. And my grandmother, she's she's not happy either. But in the spiritual realm, not in real life. She's not happy either. Some people are finding that out. Snagglepuss with the voice of the center square. Oh, the guy next door is moving dirt around. Well, I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take that. He's not burying a body, is he? He's moving dirt around. He's probably, I don't know. Has the dog done something? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. What? What's he doing? Just pick up dirt from one place and put it in another. There you go. Put it over there. Yeah. Put that over there. What do you mean moving dirt around? What does that mean? The guy, is that a secret code for something? The guy next door is moving dirt around. I don't know what that means. Never heard that said before. The guy next door is moving dirt around. Hey MJ, how you doing? Come on, Tigger, what does that mean? Moving dirt around. Digging. Who's moving dirt? Or is he just talking dirt? I don't know what that means. I've never heard that said before. Moving dirt around. I can't even think. I can understand digging the garden or whatever. But why is that? Is he doing it without his top on or something? Is that the can't work that out. Anyway, I'm definitely going. Nothing like moving dirt. I've got so many images going through my mind about moving dirt around. But some of them I can't say on here. Yeah, there's no topic really, just whatever's on the screen. Mainly incest and the BS. So incest can't be a sin, not with what Darwin says and not with what the Bible says. It just can't be. Which means, why are people lying? Why? How can you say that incest is a sin when Adam and Eve created everything? Which means their two sons had kids. What? I just don't get that. And Darwin's theory means from the missing link, that bit that missed, from the monkey, whoever evolved into a human being, fortunately it was two people, a man and a woman, fortunately, who changed from being a monkey to a human, then had a child, and then many more children. 8 billion of them. Or the children that they had sex with mum and dad or sex with their own brothers and sisters, whatever it is, however it is. So both versions of creation involve incest, and yet incest is a sin. I'm not saying, I agree with incest or anything. I'm saying, look, here's the information. Here it is. This is the information, which is supposed to be truthful. This is the information, and both of them say, in order for us to be here, the 8 billion of us, however many there is, in order for us to be here, it was sex within the family in order to create so many beings. So, and God said, go forth and multiply, which means he gave the blessing to it. He said, Adam and Eve, go forth and multiply, have kids, let them kids have kids, and let them kids have kids, and let them kids have kids. So, what's truth? Either incest is sinful, well, it can't be because God said it's okay, or incest isn't sinful. Which one is it? I don't think they thought about that when they changed all the stuff that they wrote. And the same with Darwin. Like, it's impossible. it's it's just impossible to say that incest is a sin if that's how, whichever version you want, whether you believe in God or not, whichever version you want to believe in, either means we came from ourselves. We are all related, all of us, every single one of us. And according to, me, we're all brothers and sisters, so we are. My mum and dad is my brother and sister. Because children of God, so therefore I have to say that they're my brother and they're my sister. Or, they're the missing link. I don't get it. So there's that. What else is there? Oh, there's the mirror. The God that was around when God was around. That doesn't get talked about. Like, hang on a minute. Whoa, what? There were two gods. Two most high gods. One doesn't get talked about and one does. Like those sort of topics, if you want. Darwin was a cokehead. Didn't know anything, just as been. Yeah, but everybody took it on board. It's like, this is crazy. We've got religions saying that this is the way we evolved, but incest is sinful. It's like, well, which one is it? If we evolved like that and God said it was okay, how are you telling me it may be sinful? I don't care one way or the other. It's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to get across the fact that people are lying. We're being lied to. Our evolution is a whole load of bullshit, and there has to be a reason why these people lied, why they changed information or gave us information that they knew was false, that is impossible to be true. You can't have two sons and have a family. It just doesn't make sense. Like Cain and Abel, like, who's going to have the kid, me or you? What? I don't know. But I just look at this is my truth. When I say I'm giving the truth, this is my truth based on the facts that I have that I give you. That's the only truth there can be, based on the facts that, people have told me is true. So if that's true, then what I'm telling you is true. I don't care one way or the other. I know it's not true. I know it's impossible. I know I'm awake. I know it's impossible, that the BS that's been given to me is just BS. And the Matrix is a whole load of bull with whoever these beings are that conquered us, whether they're the Anunnaki or the Sumerians or the Nephilim or the whatever, all this other stuff that gets tainted, and fallen angels. Like, even that, the fallen angels had sex with earth women. Well, that would explain why there's different types of beings, like humans, all around the world. It's like, if God made us in his image, then why does an African look the way it does? Why does a Chinese person look the way it does? Why does a European look the way they do? Why does an Aborigine look the way they do? If God made us in his image. But he must have had a lot of images, because that doesn't make sense. I look nothing like an African. Well, some might say I do, but I look nothing like a Chinese person or a Vietnamese person or a Japanese person. Which means the image is flawed somewhere. It has to be. There has to be a different reason why we're all so different, if we're all made in one image. Like, the photocopy didn't work right. I didn't know they made Coke in them days. Was that just Coke on its own or with cola? I'm sorry. I just have to say that. It's the real thing. The real thing. Yeah. It's a shame that people like Nostradamus and that couldn't just tell the truth. Well, they did tell the truth, as far as we know, but they couldn't just write, the truth without fear of getting, without fear of being, Then you have to wonder why the witch trials and everything, why they tried to get rid of all these people. You have to worry about, the Knights Templar, what that was all about. Why so much history was eradicated, removed, whatever. Why there was the Dark Ages, why Uhtred Pendragon was supposed to have got rid of all the magic, or all the people. Why called the Dark Ages when they weren't dark. It's just that we've got no information about it. Well, we have, but it's hidden away. People know what happened in those times, but they hid them. And I'm a searcher of truth, and I want that information, and that information will come out. Like, we will know those things, and it will come out because they volunteer it, or it will come out because at some point they won't be in charge anymore. It's that simple. They just won't be in charge anymore because God won't allow it. And we will get the truth of our inheritance, like every human being, their inheritance that they've been denied by these beings. We will get the truth of it, and it will be, I don't know if reinstated is correct. Those that have earned have a birthright as a human being to have a certain way of life, and that's been denied. So these people will get karma because of that. When the new earth is here, that birthright will be given, because this is just earth school. We're here to learn, and our souls are here to, understand the dark, understand the light, know what it's like to be a human being, not a dog or a bird or whatever, and live a human existence. And then when we pass away, they, go back, and they can choose to come back here, or, have a life on another planet, or stay in heaven, however that works, whatever way that is. And it will come to the point where this will be such a nice place. I think everyone will want to come here. But because of our gravity, it's difficult. And that's why we need to be in a lighter, higher vibration to make it lighter and make it more accessible. So, those are the words that I didn't think I was going to be saying. They made their followers into psychopaths, just like them. If you want to see what that looks like, then watch videos about Israel's current status. Don't they have sultanas? No, I'm not. It's not something I'll be doing, but I like currants. I like sultanas too. But I didn't know they grew currants. What's that got to do with anything? Looking at their current status. They've got a whole load of currants. Oh, are we on about electricity? How much electricity do they have? Yeah, the world is going to change. Those people who love war, nope. The pharmaceuticals, nope. And they're going to be angry, and they're going to be peed, and but it's all about getting us into a certain mindset or health or whatever it is. There's an agenda behind everything they do. In the music that they put out, in the films that they put out, in the games that they put out. Everything they do, the subliminal messages, everything they do has an agenda about our creation. Everything they do. And it's all known, and that all stop. So the stuff hidden in the music won't happen anymore. The stuff hidden in the films and the adverts won't happen anymore. The trying to lure kids in with the bullshit won't happen anymore. Putting people in a certain mindset, stealing inheritances, marrying people, making people vulnerable, then taking advantage of them, claiming life insurance policies, doing Ponzi schemes, blah, 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 blah. This goes on. All of it's going to stop. All of it's known. That's the whole point of the web. People saying in the chase, oh, what a tangled web we weave when we choose to deceive. What they didn't realise is, 5 years later, that web was built from the, highest person to the lowest person. Everyone was connected. And now you just follow the money and the texts and the emails. I think Fendi did a program once. Emails. And people think they're burning the evidence or getting rid of the evidence, but it's too late. I just don't get it. It's too late. The evidence is already known. Even the places where you can find the evidence. Like I say, that place where you take the children, do the ritual sacrifices and all that you think is hidden, it's not hidden. And there's proof. And it just begs belief that you think that you could keep getting away with it, and you won't. Just because you have been for so long, I don't think people understand divine timing. In order to get it done right, people have suffered, which is, something I argue about with God. It's like, why do people have to keep suffering? Why does it take so long to bring it to a close? These people just, they don't want it to close. And they don't realise that it's already closed. There's no such thing as time. It's already happened. Your future's already written. And you already lost. And these things, those people will learn the lessons. And going forward, our lives will be happiness. Happiness is the pot. Will be contentment, which is what Forrest said. So, going forward, the tears will stop. And it will be a long road. People talk about, do things overnight, but overnight is like 15 years. So I think within 15 years, the earth that we have now and the earth that will be here in 15 years' time will be a lot different. And, from now to then, there'll be those people that are kicking and screaming, trying to delay it or stop it or whatever, which, it's not going to happen. And there'll be those people that believe they can't be touched, and they'll be obviously touched and getting karma for not just what was done, but what they're still doing to try and, halt. MJ! So I'm going. I wish you all the best. I hope you have a great evening, if there's any of the evening left. 2:38. I don't know what that's supposed to mean in angel numbers. It's going to be June soon. That's quick. We are the 31st now. Well, I am. You'll be the 31st soon. And then we'll be in June. We all know what about June, don't we? Not just, the sister, but June the 5th. Ooh, June the 5th. What's going to happen? Have a good weekend. Yes, I hopefully will have a great weekend. Not just good. but we'll see. It was actually my wife's birthday on the 29th, which was, a bit awkward. Or my late wife's birthday, I should say. Which is a little bit awkward, but we got through that. I was directing the excavation. Moving dirt on an excavator. Moving dirt. Diggy dig dig. Not the guy moving dirt, but the machine moving dirt. What's going to happen on 6/5? Oh, I say it differently. Are you talking about? No, you definitely talking about 5th of June. I say 5/6. Like 5th day, 6th month. Not 6th month, 5th day. Nothing. No, I said it's going to be interesting because people will expect things to happen because of the stamps in the book and what previously happened. Hello, Redneck. God only knows. Maybe we should have something happen on the 5th. Now that you mention it, Redneck. Maybe something should happen on the 5th. Maybe it should. Or maybe it'll happen this weekend. Maybe. Baby. Tigger, I want to know too. I want to know 3. God only knows, MJ. Well, I don't know if God only knows. There are people around the world that are, what's the word? Tapped in and fully connected to and are fully aware of the game. The game's afoot. Sherlock. The game's afoot. So fully aware of what is imminent. Uh-oh, did you hear that? More confirmation. My phone just went off, so telling me that it's imminent. We shall see. We shall see. Anyway, I send out love and light. I wish you all the very best. Excuse me. Itchy head. I live in dust house. Ciao for now. Take care, everyone.